Hey guys, it's Maddie from Let's Eat Plants, and today we are making crustless tofu quiche. Here are all the vegetables we are going to need for today's recipe. I have these two old and tired looking leeks that need to be used up, but if we take off the outer layers, they should be fine. We also have 2 cloves of garlic, 6 mushrooms, which should be about 1.5 cups once chopped, a bell pepper, some cherry tomatoes, and some baby spinach. So to start off this recipe, we are going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. And then next we are going to get our pan ready. I'm just using some parchment paper to line a 9-inch round pan. Since we don't have any crust on this quiche, I didn't want it to stick to the bottom of my pan, so I thought it would be a good idea to line it first with some parchment paper. And if you just press a piece of parchment paper into the bottom of a round, you'll find a circle crease which you can easily cut along the edges of. And then just take the leftover strips to line the rim. So now for our 2 leeks, I am just chopping off the bottom and taking off the outer layer. As I mentioned, mine were kind of old looking, so this was necessary. And I went ahead and chopped both of these leeks, but it turned out being way too many. So you actually only need 1 leek for this recipe, but I washed and chopped both of mine just to have it ready to go for another recipe. And I'm just washing the leeks thoroughly, breaking apart the rings, make sure there's no dirt stuck inside, as well as washing the mushrooms and the tomatoes and bell pepper. Then just go ahead and chop all your veggies. Now you can use any veggies you like. These are just what I already had in the fridge, but feel free to swap out for other veggies if you prefer. Now on medium-high heat, I'm just adding a little bit of water into the pan instead of oil. And I'm just starting by sauteing the leeks first. And then after a couple minutes, adding in our chopped garlic. Let those simmer for about another minute before adding the bell pepper. Now optionally, you can add some seasoning here. I used a little garlic powder and then added the mushrooms. Now just give everything a stir and let that cook for about 7 to 10 minutes or until all your veggies are soft. And then at the very end, you can just add in your spinach and just let it wilt into your hot skillet. And you can even turn off the heat at this point. And then lastly, add the tomatoes, which don't really need to be cooked. And just let that cool on the stove while you get the rest of the ingredients ready. So next we will need our tofu. I'm using both extra firm and soft, as well as some cornstarch to bind everything. For our seasonings, I'm using nutritional yeast, black salt or nutmeg, which is what will give our quiche an egg-like taste. This is onion powder, not onion salt. I just reuse my jar. We also have some nutmeg, garlic powder, paprika, black pepper, and turmeric for color. And now I'm adding the soft tofu to the bottom of the blender because it's a lot more liquidy and it just helps the mixture blend better. Then add in your firm tofu. And then the seasonings. I'm using about 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I ran out at the end, so mine's more like 1.5, but ideally you want a full 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of black salt, half a teaspoon of paprika, just a pinch of nutmeg, as well as a pinch of turmeric, about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now we're just gonna blend this mixture until it's smooth, slowly increasing the speed until it is on high for about 1 minute. And after it's fully blended, just give it a taste and adjust the seasonings as needed. I added a little bit more black salt, as well as a little bit more pepper, and a pinch of regular salt as well. Blend again to incorporate any new seasonings you've added. And then we're just gonna add everything into our lined pan. So I'm starting with a bit of the veggies first, and then pouring in some of the tofu mixture. Adding the rest of the veggies on top, and then finally the last of the tofu mixture. Now mine was quite veggie heavy. You don't have to use all the veggies if it looks like too much. Just keep in mind that the more veggies you add, the softer your final consistency will be because the veggies do hold a lot of water. And then we're gonna bake it at 350 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. Make sure that the center is firm when it comes out. And then let it cool for about 20 minutes. Now you can carefully remove the parchment paper from your edges, and voila, our beautiful tofu quiche is ready. Now I just cut mine into 8 servings and then decided to serve it with a side salad for a little extra veggies. If you guys enjoyed this tofu quiche recipe, don't forget to give it a like down below. Also, if you're looking for any other whole food plant-based breakfast ideas, I will leave that playlist on the screen for you guys. And I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and of course, let's eat plants, and I will see you guys next time.